Last year, I shot a nice mule deer in South Dakota only to spend 2 days looking and never finding him. This week on Pure Hunting, I'm heading back to chase both whitetails and mule deer and hopefully redeem myself for last year.
Here he comes. Stopped.
My name is Willie Schmidt.
He's coming this way.
I've been a hunter my entire life. It's my passion and it's in my blood. I'm traveling across the globe to find the world's last best hunting adventures that anyone can do on their own if they're willing to go the extra mile. This is Pure Hunting.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Optologic, precision optics. Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products. ESP, your hearing matters. And by Fox Pro, high performance game calls. The Can Cooker, just load the food and cater to your crowd with the Can Cooker. Outdoor Edge with the new Razor Light, the strongest replacement blade knife that never needs sharpening. And the all-new Mantis Trail Camera. Icon trail cameras, fuel the addiction.
I really enjoyed my hunt in the Badlands of South Dakota last year. It's a great hunt for the do-it-yourself hunter with an opportunity for either whitetail or mule deer on the same license. It's awesome terrain for the spot and stock hunter and an over-the-counter tag even for the non-resident hunter. It's the first morning in South Dakota. It's only 28 degrees, and with that wind it's going to feel colder. But I think we ought to have a good wind for this morning. There's a ton of walk-in hunting ground in South Dakota, and it's basically private land, but they open it up for the public's use. And looking at the map last night, just checking it out, there's hundreds of thousands of acres available to the public that is private. So there's no reason that a do-it-yourself guy can't have ample hunting opportunities here in South Dakota. We got plenty of acres, and hopefully those deer will stay in the bottom. Hopefully go get in front of them, play the wind right, and get on a big buck this morning. I've been anxious and looking forward to this trip all year after I didn't recover that deer last year. Been replaying that whole scenario in my mind. A little redemption, hopefully, and rut's getting closer and closer every day. This weather will hopefully help keep them on their feet a little bit longer. So let's go and glass and see if we can't see some deer out moving to go to feed. It snowed last night, which makes spotting the deer easier. Right off the bat, I spotted a herd of mule deer that were spooked, likely by a coyote. There was a nice buck in with those does, but they're about a mile off. Hopefully they'll bed up, but I wanted to start working towards them to get a closer look. The buck's bedded just on the edge of some trees over there. I'm guessing we're 400 yards or so from him now. The does are separated from him, and they're on the other side, so we shouldn't risk bumping any does to bump him. So got a good wind and a lone buck. If he's already bedded, I'm gonna go after him.
It's go time. Put it in stealth mode. That falls off. I think it's just on the other side of it. He's bedded. He's right at 40. He's standing up. Yeah. That. Under him, damn it. I had to guess the yardage. It went right under him. What a beautiful buck. Everything went great till the shot. I think I may have ticked a limb. Gonna get a ton of opportunities, and that's part of it. We snuck right up within 40 yards. Oh, it makes you sick. God, that was fun. Couldn't believe it when I just looked up and was standing looking at him. About 55, 60 yards away. We were back at lunch and midday we reviewed the footage of that missed mule deer and happened to catch a limb I didn't see in my sight and knocked the arrow down and took some of the power off and deflected it down straight under the legs. So the saving grace is A, didn't wound the deer, B, made a good shot on it. Maybe we can come across him or his big brother and put another stalk on. Our plan was to sit in a tree stand this afternoon, but the wind shifted about 180 degrees and made the wind not right. We've been glassing for mule deer and we finally spotted 4, and there is a buck. I'm not sure how good he is, but he's definitely worth a second look. It's the only one so far on this property it's been worth going after, so go and take a look.
I'd spotted the deer from a long way off. Now it was time to start the stalk to get within bow range and hopefully not bust any other deer along the way.
I still don't know the quality of the buck. But he's bedded just over that rise with 3 toes. The wind is holding pretty good. I'm gonna drop my pack in just to be quieter. There's the buck, there's the buck. There he is. That's the biggest 4-corn I have ever seen. One of the 3 toes fed off halfway, got our limb and branded off. 2 fawns and a buck over here. Looks like they may go that way, but they may not want to leave her. We get just to the crest of this hill. One fawn's coming down. They're walking back there. Coming down. 2 fawns get between the cross, dropped in elevation. I thought he was going to follow suit. Got the bow ready. There he goes. Still going. God dang it. Oh, how pretty is that?
The wind was wrong for us to sit in the whitetail stand this morning, so we're gonna head to the walk-in ground and get on them this morning. That afternoon, I spotted a nice 4x4 and hoped to close the distance for an ambush. Once I thought I knew where he was coming out, I made my move, only to be a few minutes late.
The wind is pretty good. Try to set up an ambush where we thought they might come through. Came down right in this cut, looked up, and he was standing there about 55, 60 yards away. Big 4x4 came out. It was about 5 minutes too late. That's why you archery hunt, to get that close. Let's not seal the deal. We do it because the exhilaration, but the frustration can be just as high.
One of the neat things about coming to South Dakota as a non-resident is an archery deer tag is over the counter. You don't need to apply for it, you don't need to draw for it. It's a statewide any deer tag, so there's whitetails and muleys around here. So depending on what you see, you can go after either one. And the other thing it does, you don't have to buy a separate tag to hunt coyotes. So like we're doing right now in the middle of the day, if you don't bed a deer or have a stalking opportunity, kill a little bit of time in the middle of the day and go out on some of this walk-in ground and shoot a coyote. It's all available on the same tag.
I saw some coyotes in this prairie dog town over here, so I'm trying to drop down to this bottom, look over here, get a good backdrop on this hill, and I'll go set the call down probably 75, 100 yards below us, and hopefully they'll either come over the hill or up that drainage. Here comes one over by that fence line. Three of them. This lead coyote coming up to the call. I'm going to take him. Yeah, switch to pup distress, see if I can get some of those other ones coming back. There it is. Turn up the volume. There we go. There's one up on the horizon on the left. Turned away. Okay, I'm gonna take him. cool is that? 2 coyotes in one setup. What a fun way to spend the middle part of a day. They're coming this way. He's following that doe.
We all know how the use of electric hunting vehicles has changed the game of how we hunt and access our properties. Not only by minimizing the time and noise, but also controlling the amount of scent that is dispersed into areas you know the animals are in. The Quiet Cat is constructed out of mountain bike grade aluminum, ensuring super strength while maintaining its ultra lightweight integrity. It's designed to be compact enough to fit inside the back of an SUV and light enough to lift in and out of a truck, making it the most versatile hunting vehicle ever built. We have designed Quiet Cat with a powerful in-hub motor to navigate any type of terrain. The lithium-ion battery technology allows thousands of charges. This advanced machinery has the ability to carry one rider over 50 miles on a single cycle, creating the ultimate stealth hunting vehicle. 4 inches of front and rear suspension provide a comfortable ride which absorbs the variability of off-road travel. Quiet Cat's lean technology permits magnificent maneuvering. For the rider that wants a more rigid ride or added stability, simply engage the lockout mechanism. Every nut, bolt, and component of the Quiet Cat has been plotted to be stealth. That's why we came up with the slogan, built like a bull, hunt like a cat. Bottom line, the Quiet Cat is portable, affordable, stealthy, and loaded with top-end features. So pick yours today by visiting quietcat.com. Quiet Cat is a new ultimate hunting machine that is built like a bull and hunts like a cat.
We finally got a decent wind for the whitetail stand down in the river bottom, so we're gonna give that a shot this morning. Running out of time here in South Dakota hunting. Got another day and a half left, so.
It's a good thing I got to the stand early this morning because a herd of mule deer was already close by and the does were getting closer with a buck following.
Big mule deer buck over here. They're coming this way. He's following that doe over here. There's 2 more does off to the right. He's still coming. 53 yards. I don't have the right angle, I'm not turned. Gotta turn, I don't have the angle. Dang it. I don't know if they saw me here. They kind of knew something was over here and didn't see anything. They went running off up the hill. Dang it, that was a good looking deer. There they go over the top. Man, he looks pretty on that skyline. Those mule deer actually fed back down to the bottom. Now that we're gonna draw up that way, I think we're gonna get down out of the tree, drive around to a lookout point, see if we can see where they're feeding, and maybe put them to bed for a stalk. If not, we got a decent idea where they might be for this evening.
I headed back to the spot a little early in the afternoon. Hopefully I would be in position when the buck I'd bedded earlier that day got up to feed.
The wind's changed a little bit, so I think we're gonna have to come in from the east and maybe a little bit below. Find a spot just to hunker down, maybe in some cedars that hopefully they'll walk by. If not, I'll be able to see where they're going and put a move on them.
I walked to the lookout spot to see if I could see the deer, but also figure out the best place to set up and wait for them.
I got up here, and although we don't see any deer down there, gotta assume that they're where we left them. So I think going into the draw to the east, getting south of them and waiting to where they may work down the draw to go out to feed would be great, because then they'll hopefully come within range. If not, they may feed up onto one of the flats, and at least I'll be able to see them. And be able to play the wind and play the terrain to get in for a shot.
Getting into position early and seeing them get out of their beds can be a big advantage.
I made it down here about 100 yards from where we last saw them bed. I got in about as tight as I can get right now. Wait them out.
And the waiting game begins.
light left, so I'm hoping these deer start moving soon.
Better late than never. Finally, the buck I'd bet had appeared. It's good to be patient. Daylight was fading and he wasn't coming my direction. I decided to try some grunts to get him coming my way. He kept going away, so I continued to grunt, over and over. We were losing light fast, and finally, he was coming in.
So close. 5:15, that buck finally came out, and he was by himself. Unfortunately, he didn't feed close to me. I thought I was gonna have to work my way around if he just would have gone over the ridge. Anyway, he went up there and bedded on the top of that hill, and he did eventually come down this way. He never moved from where I last saw him, and didn't come out where we wanted him to, but it didn't all come together this time. One more day left, we'll see what happens. God, it's so close. He's circling left, I gotta go west. Here he comes. Take the shot.
This segment brought to you by Nose Jammer. Nose Jammer is the solution to hunting with shifting winds. Simply apply to your boots and clothes, the base of your tree, and in and around the tree limbs. This cloud of Nose Jammer jams an animal's ability to detect and track human odor. Jam 'em with Nose Jammer.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Optologic, precision optics. Smith Optics, inside every warrior is an athlete. Bowtech, refuse to follow. And by Angle Coolers, proven better. The Ghost Blind, one blind, total concealment, any environment. Quality archery designs, focus on the shot, we take care of the rest. And Tenzing, go further, hunt longer.
Programming brought to you by the Platinum Collection by Big Game Tree Stands. For over 20 years, Big Game Tree Stands has innovated tree stands and hunting accessories to be the most advanced in the market. The Platinum Collection offers the most feature-driven tree stands available today. Big Game Tree Stands. Fuel the addiction. Woke up this morning, nothing in the forecast, and it's a little bit misty out. The hunt is winding down. We've had a lot of close encounters, and hopefully we can seal the deal today. Down to the last day in South Dakota, and as luck would have it, it's foggy and misty, not allowing me to see from the high point. After sitting a bit, I decided to move lower, into the bottom to hopefully see some deer.
Fog started lifting. It's still in and out of here. But got down here and saw a couple of white-tailed does and a pretty decent looking buck. So I'm gonna try to go intercept them. He's circling left, I gotta go west. Get around that point. Here he comes. He's still there. He doesn't know what's going on. Here he comes. He stopped. Take the shot. Spot and stock whitetail. Unreal. Just saw him go to that plum thicket. Unbelievable. That all happened so fast. When he first came out, I drew back, wasn't quite settled in, and just hit the trigger. I knew it was a clean miss. He jumped and trotted off 15 yards or something, looked around, and just knew there was a funny noise. I was able to get another arrow knocked. He kept coming in. He looked up at me once, and with this backdrop of this Badlands, he didn't pick us out. So I took the shot. It was well within my comfort zone, 40 yards, but the shot felt really good, tight against the shoulder. Wow, that happened fast. Man, it took forever to find blood. And I watched him coming across this open flat, still walking. Wondered if I was gonna recover this thing. Been following this for 75 yards. Let's go see it. What a beautiful buck. Coming down to the last day, last year, had a shot on that muley on the last day. Unfortunately, never recovered it. When it took a while to find him and watched him up on his feet walking away with the arrow sticking out, I thought there's no way I was gonna have that happen again. And we didn't. I'm thrilled to death. Hunted hard. Like I've said a couple times, the cool thing about South Dakota is you're gonna get chances at whitetail and muleys. Same hunt, same property. We saw several times whitetails and muleys hanging out together. This is a darn nice buck.
I can't believe it came down to the final day again in South Dakota. At least this time, the story had a different ending. I hunted hard the entire time and had a lot of close encounters, but finally had a chance at a great whitetail and made the shot count. South Dakota is quickly becoming one of my favorite hunts of the year.